I think I did it. I'm dicking around here. It's weird still being live there. Oh, now I got my volume, and I'm on delay here. When my volume is up, there we go. There's that. All right, here we go. Welcome to episode 47 of streaming live from my living room. It is February 27th, 2021. I'm 99% sure about that. As I've been saying for a pandemic year, your donations keep the electric on. We have a live after live Patreon live stream, and you can subscribe to that. It's a monthly thing. It's a pain in the ass, but you can get it like the $3 level, and we're still pounding out some shit there. And also the again, say your howdy do's in there. Tell folks where you're watching from, what you're drinking, all that stuff. We're trying to have some fun here. It is a politically free zone. Unless I snap, and then there's no telling what's going to happen. Let's see. I'm very excited. Okay, so the GoFundMe MacBook Pro was stuck in Memphis. I can't say it. Memphis, but it has left Memphis. Okay, it's been in transit, and that's all they tell you. So when I see the FedEx truck coming, because it's scheduled, no scheduled delivery right now, scheduled delivery, but that means it could just show up without it being scheduled. So earlier in the week, I seen the FedEx truck, and I was just doing cartwheels, and I'm just running to the door, and I'm no contact, playing it safe, and we have notes, and then I look through the glass, and I can wave him off. He had a white box, and I was sure it was the MacBook Pro. I was just about ready to do a fucking cartwheel right through that glass window, and then I was reading the box, and the guy could see how thrilled I was, and I told my wife, I said, how comes the Apple box says wine on it? Because it wasn't the fucking MacBook Pro. It was our grown-up kids sent my lovely wife, and me too, some wine, but mostly for her, for Valentine's Day, which is awesome, but it also fucked me up, and I thought the MacBook Pro came, and now as I tell you this story right now, the FedEx driver must think that I am some kind of fucking incontrollable wino alcoholic, because he's had a box of wine, and he knew it was a box of wine, because it's all in the system, and he's coming over with a box of wine, and I'm going, oh, hallelujah, oh. He probably said, dude, fucking chill out, man. Smoke a little dope or something. So, whenever that gets here, I'm going to have to learn all this shit over again. I got some Patreons. We're up to like about a dozen people on Patreon, and they're going to get the test streams, and I'll do some testing here, but that's my team over there. I'm going to do some test streaming. I'm also getting close to launching a podcast, and they're going to have, Patreon will have early access to the podcast, and I will be also having to relearn every possible thing that there is. So, with new technology becomes new challenges. I do have a light ring back here, and it comes with some orange plates that I had in there to soften the lighting. Sparky will have none of it. And she's like, why the fuck would anybody want to make themselves orange? Good point. So you won't see the orange lights here. So I'm excited. I'm very excited for this. I just can't believe the GoFundMe MacBook Pro. I keep saying the GoFundMe MacBook Pro because as I beg for donations to keep the electric on, it's very assholish of me to say, oh, and my new MacBook Pro is coming. And you peckerheads bought it for me, so that's badass right there. So I have been also going as nuts as all of you. We're creeping up on 1 year of pandemic. And this time of year, the flowers bloom and we want to know when the first robin we're going to see, all this shit, and then we're still, oh. So if you're feeling a little bit extra nuts, that's why. I'm also about a week and a half away from losing yet another metric fuck ton of money. I am the spring break comedian for State College, and when all the folks, all the partying and all the fun leaves, I'm a hot ticket out there. So that's coming up, and I'm gonna I could cry when I think of the pile of money I'll be losing there. But hey, eventually the FedEx man will bring me a box of MacBook Pro. So you got to take the good with the bad. I have some weird shit going on here too. Trending on Twitter is stimulus checks again. When I say again, I'm waiting for the fucking one. I fall into this weird thing where I didn't get the stimulus check, the last $600 or whatever is my wife and I, and there's a site which you can put in there, and it says, get my check, where's my money, and then you put all the shit in, right, and then it says, we don't have enough information to tell you if you're getting any money, and they have enough fucking information when they want me to fucking pay taxes to them cocksuckers, so you can click on the thing there that says how to get your money. If you click on this and it says we don't know why you don't have your money. And so when you click on that, it says there's not a damn thing you can do. Don't call us. Don't even check here anymore. We're not even updating that link anymore. So if you didn't get the money, here's what we'll do for you. They'll be some sort of break for you when you file your taxes. So the stimulus for me is a trick to get me to fucking file my taxes. What the fuck is going on here? So that has me worked up. We took a walk last night just because we're going fucking nuts, and we just went and we got to walk with our daughter. We marched around. We walked 3 fucking miles. And there's a point to this story. Is that every so often when you're walking around in the world, you can smell marijuana. It is an unmistakable smell. We can smell it. And there was 2 peckerheads, marijuana smoking peckerheads as it were, coming at us, and they didn't even really give a shit. Either they're nuts, or I have the kind of head that people smoking marijuana go, fuck it, he don't give a shit. He's Aqualung, he's a pothead, he will he'll go, I know that smell, I love that smell. So that happened, that was kind of fun. I like being the guy that people aren't afraid to have their marijuana smell come after. As again, no real point or end to my stories, but that's what's going on there. I'm always worked up. I'm especially nuts today because I finished the 3rd book in the Mistborn trilogy. Now that is the spin-off. The writer, this guy Brandon Sanderson, finished the Wheel of Time books, and then he writes his own series, and it never ends the way you want it to end. That's what happens there. But this one just kind of sucked the life out of me, and even though I am traumatized from this today, I really enjoyed the series. I really did. And that's another thing. My stories actually do all eventually get connected. I had some Zoom shows canceled that I'm going to rant about later on, but one of the reasons the Zoom shows are tough, and another reason that this show is free, for donation hopefully, there's so much entertainment out there. The Wheel of Time books are so incredible with a cult following that there's a million podcasts. So this is pushing me to get my own podcast, because even if my podcast sucks, there's a podcast where the husband read all the Wheel of Time books, okay? And his wife just started. And she's only up to like book 3 or 4. And that's the podcast. She talks about what's going on in the book, what pisses her off in the book, and she also has to guess what she thinks is going to happen. And he knows, and that fucker, he can't say nothing. And she guesses, sometimes right, sometimes wrong. So I'm thinking, if there's podcasts of people that are just reading books and telling about the books that they're reading, I gotta have a fucking podcast. I don't even know what I'll say, but I must have something to say that would be at least equally interesting to that. I can have my own podcast about me reading books, but I lose my fucking mind. So that's kind of crazy shit going on there. So I can't read anything now because it just kind of twanged me a little bit. So the point of all that is the Zoom shows get to be tough to sell. I don't run them. I'm a guest on them, and it's a ticketed event. And a few of them, the last two I was going to do, got canceled on account of they didn't sell enough tickets, which I'm cool about it, but also I don't really walk around looking just fabulous all the time with the lighting and the backdrop and all that shit. So I have to go out of my way to set this room up for a live Zoom show. And then I go and I shower about an hour beforehand. And if I'm Zooming at 8, now I head up for the shower at 7. And I get back down and I'm all set up. And then you go into the Zoom and you join the Zoom and all this and that happy horse shit. And it says waiting for a host to start the meeting. It's 8:02. Now I'm thinking something's wrong. So I check my email at 7:05. Sorry, folks, there's no Zoom show tonight. And I also prepared 20 fucking tight minutes of comedy for a Zoom audience, and I can't fucking do that because I prepared that 20 minutes for an audience who is unfamiliar with my show. So it's basically shit I'll never be able to do, which I might do later on anyway, which leads me to connect some more dots here. This shower curtain, as you know, is going to go back up in the bathroom once the MacBook Pro, GoFundMe MacBook Pro shows up, and I figure out Streamlabs background. So when I Zoom with people, some of them have these most amazing bat caves and all this kind of weird shit, and I think it just kind of photoshops them into the thing. But a lot of other people that Zoom, they don't have that. And they don't, at first I thought they were just kind of assholish about the technology of Zooming, because I think I look actually pretty good now. I'm, centered and all this and that shit. Not psychologically centered, but visually. Some of them have that thing where the camera is down low and you look up at them and they look like a monolith, like their head looks like Herman Munster, and most of what you are seeing is the ceiling. And why I realized what they're doing is their house is too fucking messy for the camera to be down like this. I have to have one clean spot in my house to stream and Zoom. Just this area here, I get stacks of shit all over the place. And them fuckers, I think, when they have the ceiling view, that means there's pizza boxes, there's empty beer cans, there might be people having sex over on the couch there, I don't know. But everybody's ceiling is clear. And unless you are actually streaming to make it seem like you are a character from the Mistborn books and you're up there floating around in the air because you burned atium, that would be the only way to fucking do that. That's inside humor. I don't give a fuck if you got it or not. I just did that one for me. So, knowing that these zooming backgrounds are probably masking shit, when I do Zoom and I can see the other comedians, if they have a background, I find myself staring at their background because it's technology which is flawed, and I think one of these days there'll be a glitch and the bat cave will be gone, and then I'll see the pizza boxes and the beer cans and the moose sex, and maybe Pappy's dead in the corner and they forgot to fucking bury him. But I'm looking and I seem distracted, but I'm actually looking for flaws in the background. So that's going to be happening once I have a background. You can look in the background to see if there's weird shit going on there. I am going to try to fuck with your minds and do a background of this shower curtain first, which won't actually be there. So there's that. Boom, roasted. I'm just looking here. My notes are up, but oh. Where is it? So I've been pissing and moaning a lot about the book, the eventual book, stories from my career. So I've been making notes. I can't write a book on an iPad or a phone. It's not going to happen. So the MacBook Pro, as it's coming, puts pressure on me to write the book. So I've been making notes in this notebook, bringing it up to date. Last night, I wrote the dedication. So the probable dedication, which really makes me an asshole to write the dedication of a book that I haven't fucking written yet. And I also know who I'm going to ask to write the foreword for my book. And I'm not going to do any spoilers there. But in writing the dedication, suddenly what made sense to me was those award shows when the orchestra has to play to shut them the fuck up because they have all these people to thank. Common sense will tell you that I should thank my wife and my family for their support, and I won't, because that's a given. I mean, she has to support me with this madness that I'm doing. So my dedication is going to be somewhere else, and then we'll just have to assume that they know I appreciate what they do. Because if every fucking buddy on that award stand goes, I want to thank my spouse who put up with me. No shit. Do you think it's easy being married to somebody in fucking show business? You better for crying out loud. What they don't tell you though is what the thank you goes both ways, because the pressure on me and any entertainer is, even through the roughest of times, to make enough money so your spouse doesn't think you're a fucking insane nitwit that's too lazy to get a real fucking job. You have to find a way to make at least a teeny tiny little bit of money so your family doesn't say, dude, you gave it the old college try, you're really a fuck up, you gotta try something else. So this, you don't get any of that on the award shows because they must thank obvious people. I have people in my dedication. Well, I'll tell you who I'm going to thank. Spoilers. I'm going to thank the Bearman and Keith, who've been with me since day fucking one. And I shouldn't have said that because it's tearing me up a little bit. And it's as good a time as any. Moyer, if you're watching this, you're going to write the fucking foreword for me, all right? So you better start. You have until I finish the book to write the foreword, all right? All right, moving along. So the book will be coming along. Whew, let's see. I wasn't prepared for that. I guess my pill wore off. Oh, curbside. Again, donations are coming in here. That's awesome. I think I accidentally left the super chat on, but I'll take that. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. The donations coming in. I love curbside. I do. I'm going to continue curbside service the whole rest of my life. When the pandemic is gone, when all this shit is gone, I love curbside. But I have become a complacent lollygagger in the curbside world. I don't get pissed off when shit fucks up. And this week, shit really fucked up. You can order what's a glass of bourbon over on the sofa at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everything I curbsided this week was either too big or too many. And I didn't know till I went to pick it up. And sometimes we tag team, and I text my daughter, do you need anything? She said, how about some paper plates? So I put 2 things of paper plates in the cart, and I went to pick them up, and they're so fucking heavy. I got like 3,000 paper plates. Somebody had to help lift them into the fucking car because I wasn't paying attention. It was a good deal. I didn't realize that Listerine is buy one, get one free in the barrel size if you get the flavor that sucks batshit bull. So now I have 2 fucking barrels of batshit bull fucking Listerine that I could just fucking pour it on the porch and fucking disinfect it. Every fucking thing I did went wrong. The charging cords for our phones, they don't last worth shit. They're kind of cheap. So I thought I would be ordering a 3-pack of 6-foot cords. 3 6-foot cords. What I ordered was one 36-foot fucking cord. I have a cord that's 36 fucking feet. I can plug it in here and go fucking mow the lawn once the snow fucking melts. So I did it to myself. All right? I fucking did it to myself. So I have to pay more attention when I curbside. It's not their fault. It's my fault. And curbside's really been around forever. My wife sent me this thing and I keep me to put it in my show, and there's nothing really funny about it, but the old Sears catalog was the thing. If people couldn't even get to the store, there was a Sears catalog, and you just look in it, and then you call them up, and then they fucking send you the thing. And I don't think there was credit cards back then either. They just fucking bill you. Sears, in their catalog, had homes, actual fucking homes, that you could call on the phone and have a home delivered in boxes that you'd have to fucking assemble yourself. I can't even fucking put this light ring together without losing my fucking mind. So that's not really curbside, but it's delivery. So delivery, you know, I would say it's come a long way, but actually it was already a long way. If you could get a fucking house delivered curbside, that's pretty fucking badass right there. I'm gonna lean down here and check my fucking notes. Let's see, here we go. All right. Bobbity bobbity boop. Curbside. Listerine, paper plates, 36-foot cord. Oh, I know what I fucked up on the curbside with everything biggie sized. I kind of did it to myself. I have a package about this big that since everything was too big and too fucking crazy, I'm afraid to open it because I remembered an episode of Dick Van Dyke where Laura Petrie was in the closet and she opened up a package and it fucking inflated to a big raft and she came flying out of there, and I'm kind of afraid that's what's going to happen to me. So Sparky even said, "You better open that thing outside." Oh, so I just saved myself an episode next week of things that I forgot last week, this week, by remembering it this week. Okay, now back to I've made some notes here. I do have the notes from the Zoom show that I was going to be doing. One of the notes is that some of the comedians have bad attitudes about Zooming, so mine is all like, I really love Zooming. This is kind of amazing. Although I am anxious to get back to the fire halls, but a lot of times a $20 ticket, beer would be included, and some people didn't even realize that a comedian was going to be on the show. They'd be so fucking hammered, you know, guys, it's free beer. It's like, who's that asshole up there with the black hat fucking up my drinking? Quiet, I'm trying to drink. So that really wasn't for you, that was for them. Let's see here. I don't want to do the set from there. Boo. I hope everybody's good. We're crazy, like I said, we're all a little bit nuts.
Somebody said their mother's parents got a Sears home.
Somebody's mother's parents got a Sears home. There you go. See, I'm not even making this shit up. Chat doesn't lie, usually. That's kind of amazing. Maybe when we go out in the world again, we'll get invited to the Sears home. All right. So in this place where I live now, there's an attic that I never go in, but when I was in there, the big fucking hunks of wood actually had like numbers chiseled on the side of them. And the reason was that apparently there was a time when Pennsylvania didn't have any wood. And so they would order it from out of state and float it down the Lehigh River. And you'd sit there with a big fucking hook and you know what number, there's 303, then you'd have to fucking pull your log in. And if you didn't pull it in, you had a big fucking hole in the roof because your log just fucking floated down to Quakertown. That was curbside delivery that was a teeny little bit flawed. All right, moving along here. Let's get rid of these notes because I don't want to do my Zoom show. Let's see here. Here we go. That's more Zoom shit. More Zoom shit. I'll be doing this thing next week and you will forget that I said I wasn't going to do it. Oh, I'm all over the place. March 27th, Music Fest Cafe. It's Bethlehem. It's over by the casino. It's socially distanced tables. It's definitely happening. And it's almost sold out because they can only put like so many people in a space that's meant to hold 500. So on the one hand, it's awesome that it's almost sold out. On the other hand, they're not putting that many people in there, and that puts me back to waiting for my turn for the vaccination. You know, you're supposed to register and sign up for the vaccination. I do not fall into any of the categories when I fill out the form. My status for getting a vaccination is other. I'm other. That's who I fucking am, other. So I signed up for these things, and then they send you emails, and the email says, it's almost your turn. And then you get excited, and you open up the email and it says, but not yet. Fuck you. Don't send me a fucking email that says it's almost my fucking turn. I'm in the category other. And then I pissed and moaned about it to my to our oldest son, and he's a tech wizard. He gets me plugged into the whole shit, and because he likes to make a dick out of me, he said if I couldn't wait, I could get a part-time job at a grocery store, or start smoking, or become obese. Then I can move up the ladder. So those are my options. So I think I'll just wait for it to be other. I'm in the other bracket. So there's that. Let's see here. Oh, and Richter's in the chat. Richter is the captain of the Lamplighters. So the glory of the Lamplighters over on Patreon is that we were going to have a group Zoom, but he's the only one in the group. So that's still on. I think we're going to do it Monday night. We might be talking Twin Peaks because he's a Twin Peakser, and it was just Twin Peaks Day. The only thing that'll fuck that up, Richter, is that if the MacBook Pro comes Monday, and I get all OCD, MOUSE, but we might do it anyway. So never mind that. Let's see here. Bump, 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 bump. That's notes from the Zoom. What happens is I don't realize that I'm looking down until this iPad catches up to me and I see the top of my head. I go, oh, I'm fucking looking down there. So that's fucked up. I'll tell you a little something here. Hang on. Do I want to do that? No, that's such a long bit that I really don't want to do it. I promise this will be funny. So far, it doesn't really seem like you would want to become a Patreon to get access to exclusive content like this. But for crying out loud. So I had some shit ready here. I'll take it as far as I can take it. For me, I never really got hooked on sports. When I finally found a sport that I liked, I picked the wrong one. Curling. I'm obsessed with it. I don't even understand it. I don't know how they score. It was an Olympic sport, and it only plays like once every 4 years, so that kind of fucked me up right there. But the U.S. men won the gold in curling for the first time in the history. What is significant about that is gold medal Olympic athletes, you imagine they would look a certain way. Well, the U.S. men's curling team looked like any four fucking random assholes I'd pull out of an audience at a fire hall show. These fuckers couldn't even bend over to tie a shoe, and they're not fucking gold medal fucking champions. Now, in the olden days, they would just tape this stuff and play it in prime time. But I don't think curling ever got played in prime time. So when they ran the curling event, it took all fucking night. It started like 11 o'clock at night and it ran to like 5 o'clock in the morning. And when you get hooked on it, you'll just go fucking nuts. There's this guy and he slides a stone, right? And he's down on his knee and he slides a stone. And technically, that guy's work is done. He could just fucking get up and update his Instagram. But no, he watches the stone go, and then in come the three peckerheads with the brooms, and they look like they just shot up some fucking cocaine, and they're sweeping away like a motherfucker. Sweep, 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 sweep. And he's fucking yelling, and he's sweeping. I don't even have a fucking clue what the fuck is going on, and I'm cheering for shit. I don't even have a fucking clue what's going on. And the Asian women's curlers sound like an Asian porn film. Oh, put it in the hole, put it in the hole, hada, 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 put it in the hole. So I got hooked on that. But this is the short version. I'll do a longer version, but I waited too long to tell it. What is impressive about curling is that it is a gentleman's game or gentlewoman's game. They officiate themselves. That's the fucking craziest thing that I ever heard, but it works. And when shit goes wrong, they just turn themselves in. And it's the most amazing thing, and sometimes they mic them up and say, well, I'll feel terrible, I'll feel just horrible because I'm not sure, but accidentally, I think your stone clipped the inside of my ankle. That's a bruise, that's my bad, don't worry, I'll ice it up later. That's not the problem. The problem is my ankle, my bruised ankle, stopped your stone from going where it was supposed to go before my ankle rudely got in the way, and I just feel terrible and I don't know what to do about it. And the other guy said, what? Where do you think it would be? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but if had my ankle not ruined everybody's night, I believe the stone will be from here to move over to there. Well, I expect we better replace it then. And then they just picked the stone up and they fucking put it over. No referees and no replays and no nothing. None of this shit. None of this. Woo! No blowing the whistle. No fucking pointing and accusing. That's fucking badass. I would like to see the NFL adopt the same policy of self-officiating where they throw the ball in the end zone and the fucker, he's going to catch it and it goes right through his hands, and then the guy goes, and they probably should apologize with a British accent, even though it's not British because it's more polite. Say, I'm sorry, I see, everyone thought you were going to catch it, I thought you were going to catch it, you thought you were going to catch it, the referee thought you were going to catch it, they all put up what this here, when at the last minute it's possible I accidentally came in and ripped your balls off, which caused you some unnecessary pain, and you look down and the ball went to your hands. And I wasn't exactly sure, but then I looked in my hand and sure enough, this is your left ball if I'm not mistaken. I'd like to return this and just say, fuck it, touchdown. That's the short version. Fuck me in a bucket of goo. But that also got me hooked on a whole bunch of other Olympic winter sports. There's one where they ski, cross-country ski, and then they stop and they got a gun and they just shoot for no apparent reason. And then so I don't know how they keep score. But I'm thinking also if they got rid of the skiing and added truck driving, that's another gold medal sport for Pennsylvania to drive and shoot. Fucking winners right there. The other thing I love watching is figure skating. And it's I'm not saying it's not athletic. It's very athletic. But it's also like a theatrical, artistic performance. And it doesn't need those judgmental douchebag commentators speaking. Shut the fuck up and let the music play. And this girl is 14 years old. She's going backwards on ice on one fucking skate faster than I can run forward on a fucking dry sidewalk. And then she leaps up in the air and she spins around fucking 3 times and she lands on a toe. And boom, right back in the air. And then she spins around another fucking 3 times and lands on another toe. And then she lands it and then she falls and she gets right back up and then fucking douchebag announces it. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame right there. Her life is destroyed. She trained her whole life for this and she won't get the gold. That's the set. Her life is over. It's ruined. It's finished. Shut the fuck up, you douchebag motherfucker. You can't even get your fat ass into that studio without bumping into the fucking microwave oven. How dare you judge that fucking girl who got the fuck up off the ice and went right back into it like nothing was wrong. You motherfuckers. So I watch sports a little differently than some of you, but maybe I don't. Maybe that's how you watch it. All right, there we go. Ice skating. Maybe you did get the long version of that. I don't really know. All right, so there we got that. Boom, roasted. Ski and shoot. Boom, roasted. Oh, this goes way back. I'm showing you some age here. In the gymnastics, there was the most sought-after trainer in the world, Bela Lugosi, or whatever the hell his name was. And you could hear him cheering. And he'd be like, come on, come on, come on, in with the team. He did it, in with the team. I wished that guy would cheer for my jokes on stage. Then I'd be ready to tell a joke. Here we go, here comes the setup, here goes the punchline. Hey, you did it! Oh. Actually, that would really fuck me up in a big way. So I retract the idea that I would like to do that. So here we go. This is why my notes are useless. On the bottom of this, it says Sears catalog would deliver you a house. At the fucking bottom of my notes. I already did it. I am actually getting ready to wrap this up. These are a little bit shorter because I am trying to lure you over to my Patreon for the after show, which is what all the streamers do. It's the craziest fucking thing there is. They do a little teaser on Instagram and a little teaser on Twitter, and they're on YouTube, and then they tell you this little sneak preview is over. Now you got to come over to YouTube, and I don't know how to do that yet because I've barely figured out how to get myself on YouTube. But now everybody's twitching. Twitch is a new thing, and one of these Wheel of Time shows, the Dusty Wheel, did a watch party in anticipation of the Wheel of Time coming out on Amazon Prime sometime this year. It was their first Twitch watch party, and they didn't really know what to use, so they had a watch party with Dora the Explorer. All right? And you hear how magical that is? The bells are ringing and all that shit. Alexa, stop! So I was actually mildly helpful because I've been twitching as a guest. For whatever that means. Twitch takes a lot of the money. I don't really see much difference from YouTubing and streaming through Patreon. Then I gotta go over to Twitch yet because they want you to go to YouTube and then Facebook Live and Instagram and Twitch, and then we're never Twitch. Twitch is only gonna last long enough for them to send you to another fucking place. How many fucking apps can you watch me on? That's what I want to know, for crying out loud. So I'm not twitching yet. And what probably just happened is, as soon as I make a statement that bold and confident, I'm going to wind up twitching. I know that I am. I'm going to wind up twitching. I don't have too much else to say here tonight. I did the plug for the Music Fest Cafe show. Did the marijuana walk. I am very excited about the GoFundMe MacBook Pro. I cannot believe my fans are so amazing that I can buy a MacBook Pro during a year when I was basically fucking unemployed. That's fucking amazing. So when that comes in, all hell's gonna break loose here. Test streams. Richter, I'll see you at 9 o'clock in the Patreon after show and the Twin Peaks party right there.
Are you gonna do an unboxing of the MacBook Pro? They want to know.
Oh, if I'm gonna do an unboxing of the MacBook Pro, I would love to do an unboxing of the MacBook Pro. That's actually what the plan is. When the problem is that, because I said when I zoom, like I don't always look this sexy. When that thing shows up, I'm not going to look this sexy. So I'm going to have to be able to contain myself, not open up the MacBook Pro to get all sexied up, and then get everything all set up here so I can do the unboxing. And I'd like to tell you that I'll be able to do it. But another side of me thinks I'm just going to rip that fucker open before it actually gets fully into the house. So that's going to be a plan to try to do the unboxing. But that's a good question. And again, there's going to be a lot of testing going on with that. Twitch, when that was fun with them, they were trying to do stuff because they are, I'm babbling away here, but that's why you love me. The Wheel of Time show is actually Amazon Prime, and the Twitch show they're doing is connected to the, I think Twitch is owned by Amazon, so you can do a watch party on Twitch with something that's on Amazon Prime. But everything was going fucking wrong with them, and so I was putting little idea. So we'll see what happens there. But I really didn't want to stream Dora the Explorer with them, so I just took for granted that, you know, they were having fun, and that's what I was doing there. You guys rock hard. I don't know how my wife and I would have made it through this year. Sparky was tired. She was resting for a portion of the day. Then she was helping me with the setup. Whether she beams in here for the Patreon after Wahoo remains to be seen. Take care of yourselves. Don't be assholes. If you're especially crazy right now, that's how we are. Thanks for tuning in. Episode 47 is in the books. I should be pulling off some great shit once the GoFundMe MacBook Pro shows up. Maybe there'll be a feature on there that automatically shuts this thing off. But until that happens, I'm going to have to do it. I didn't do it. The screen slid, and then it said events, and there was no events, which doesn't surprise me because, nope, that doesn't work. Try this. There's the stop button now.